Look at the rhythm of these hands. This precise twisting motion is called the repulgue. It is a highly evolved ancient culinary technology. Today, that folded pocket of dough is a defining symbol of Argentine identity. In each fold, there are millennia of history, wars of independence, and the identity of a people defined by what they carry inside. Yet the empanada did not originate in Argentina. Most people taking a bite of one right now misunderstand exactly what they are eating. Look at this map. It shows an edible timeline. To read it, we have to trace the recipe's journey backward, across the Atlantic Ocean, all the way to the ancient Middle East. By tracking this route, we see the empanada not as a static, local recipe, but as a resilient survival tool, forged by thousands of years of human migration. The earliest versions of this dish were the sfiha and fatai of ancient Persia. Bakers designed them specifically as transportable survival rations for long journeys. When Arab forces moved across North Africa, they carried this stuffed bread concept with them. It eventually took root deep into the culture and architecture of Andalusian Spain. There, the Persian ration evolved into the empanada gallega. This was a massive, durable Spanish pie, heavily crusted and engineered to keep sustenance safe from spoilage during extended travel. Spanish conquistadors relied heavily on these pies. They carried them across the Atlantic, bringing the concept straight into the vast, cattle-rich plains of the viceroyalty of the Rio de la Plata. Here, the dish went through creolization. The sheer abundance of local beef meant the filling shifted entirely. The massive pies shrank down into individual, high-protein fuel for the revolutionary gauchos. The demands of extreme travel forced the food to shed its old-world form. It adapted, eventually becoming a crucial biological fuel that sustained the many armies fighting for South American independence. Because of that adaptation, a singular Argentine empanada actually does not exist. Instead, the recipe fractured into a mosaic of distinct identities, dictated entirely by the diverse geography of the provinces. Take Tucumán, often considered the national capital of the dish. Their version relies on extremely juicy, hand-cut beef, balanced necessarily by a very sharp splash of acidic lemon. Further north, Salta and Jujuy pack powerful, concentrated flavors into a much smaller frame. They make use of Andean ingredients like boiled potatoes, heavy paprika, and occasionally llama meat. In Santiago del Estero, the environment dictates a different approach. Cooks there rely on beef fat, known as grasa de pella, and insist on baking in traditional clay ovens. Compare those northern recipes to the eastern littoral region, where fillings feature river fish like surubí, or look south to Patagonia, where extreme cold demands heavy proteins like lamb and local seafood. The dish survived across the entirety of Argentina because it acts as a mosaic of identities. It absorbs the hyper-local agricultural realities of wherever it lands. This extreme regionality leads to intense, ongoing culinary debates. Entire provinces argue over the mechanics of the dish, whether it must be fried or baked, and whether the meat should be ground or strictly cut by hand. While the fold provides a structural seal, it simultaneously functions as a standardized code. Think of it as a visual language. By reading the crust, a diner immediately knows if it holds beef, sweet corn, or ham and cheese, without ever breaking it open. Bakers needed a practical way to tell hundreds of identical pastries apart during mass cooking. That necessity created a unifying, recognizable cipher read across every province. In the 20th century, the empanada migrated once again. It moved from rural outposts into the densely populated streets of Buenos Aires, originally carried by traveling street vendors. It transitioned rapidly. What began as a woven basket street food became a staple alongside pizza, fueling a massive portion of the city's delivery and takeaway culture. Recently, young Argentine chefs have exported the dish outward. They introduced it to global metropolises like Tokyo, Berlin, and London, elevating a common street food into international cuisine. Pull a golden, steaming empanada from a hot clay oven today, and you are looking at the culmination of thousands of years of evolution. In a nation defined by massive geographic contrasts, this pocket of dough offers a shared culinary language, one found in nearly every kitchen from the